Welcome back to Cryptopia, where we go over the wet and wild happening in NFT land. Don't forget to like and subscribe on your way in. Today, got a couple articles here just taking a look at the NFT land and what's going on. So Ubisoft still at it again. These guys never give up, eh? So Ubisoft's latest efforts to convince employees that NFTs are good falls flat. Shocking. They hated it before and they're still hating it now. NFTs and blockchain technology seem to be losing favor with game makers. After an initial burst of enthusiasm, indie studios and major publishers alike are making a point of showing their approach or staying away from NFTs or slowing their approach or staying away from NFTs entirely. The one exception is Ubisoft, willing to die on the cross, which seems determined to push ahead with the technology despite negative reactions from gamers and employees alike. So basically, to summarize, Ubisoft keeps pushing the idea. They had the latest, memo or email or whatever to their employees saying, hey, this is kind of what we're doing next with the whole NFT thing. The problem is that apparently with these updates, reports, or whatever, they don't really detail anything, so nobody really knows exactly how it's going to be implemented and where. And what they've seen so far is more or less just kind of a cash grab that doesn't really add anything to the overall gaming experience for the gamers. And I believe that. I mean, a lot of this play to earn stuff. People are playing these games to make money predominantly. But a lot of obviously the people who are really into the Ubisoft games want to play for the enjoyment of the game as well. I don't know if they have necessarily the problem with making money on the side, but when it becomes about that thing specifically, everything else sort of just takes a back seat to the money making stuff, because if that's where Ubisoft's going to be making most of their cashola moving forward, that's what's going to happen. It's a sticky situation, and it just kind of, the drama between these two continue to rise. I don't see any end in sight. One anonymous employee told PC Gamer that the wording of the latest update from management was condescending as fuck and contained no new information, which is a big part of why employees are so angry, like I said. So yeah, it doesn't explain how players can benefit, and is always will be the core of our thinking. That's what they say, but they don't express how they're actually going to be able to do this and what's the benefit for people, for the gamers in general, because that's really who you should be trying to please. Most other publishers, Square Enix and a few others have they've pulled or stopped what they're doing, or they're like reevaluating integration of NFTs. And Ubisoft just keeps trucking through. You know what I mean? So we'll see what becomes of this. They're in the news quite frequently with this stuff, and I'm sure more and more will come out. The hate will only grow stronger because they don't seem to be letting up. But yeah, that's that. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below about NFT gaming. Obviously, the people watching this, you guys are into NFTs. So, you know, are you a gamer as well? And does this look like something you're excited to see get integrated or not? All right, moving on. NFT marketplace halts transactions due to rampant counterfeiting. So this is Cent, which is an American NFT marketplace best known for hosting the auction of an NFT of former Twitter CEO Jack Dorsey's first tweet. I'm sure you guys have heard about that. Sold for a lot. One of the earliest NFTs to sell for over $1 million worth of cryptocurrency. Cent has now had to halt most of the transactions taking place there, with its CEO telling Reuters that users trying to sell counterfeit digital assets are rampant, or were rampant. It kept happening, he said. We would ban off-ending accounts, but it was like they're playing a game of whack-a-mole. Every time one ban happens, another seems to pop up, or two or three or more. So users of Cent were selling NFTs based on images that they did not own the rights to, and even selling copies of other NFTs, as well as selling NFTs that had been made to resemble other tradable assets. While Cent does have 150,000 plus users, the same problem has been noted at bigger NFTs. We have seen this with OpenSea. They had to stop a lot of they had to like cut their free stuff into like half. But even then, you know, people got mad, so I think they undid the amount of free NFTs that you can kind of create at once. And so what happened is that, well, they had to reverse it, so it's still happening. But a lot of those free NFTs that were going on were fakes. They were counterfeited. They were copies of other people's work. They were stolen from people. Same thing that exactly is happening with Cent. I'm sure happens on Rarible. I'm sure happens on Mintable. If that's what I can't remember what that one's called. Yeah, it doesn't stop and it gets worse. It's only getting worse until, something can be done about these things. And it's going to be very hard. I mean, this is a digital space. It is easy to copy and paste and steal these NFTs or steal an image and then re-upload it and pretending it's your own NFT. I haven't read anything about Cardano having this problem, but I'm sure they do too. So it's super shitty. And until we can find a way to regulate this properly, it's going to happen. Yeah, over 80% of items created with their free tool were plagiarized work, fake collections, and spam. That's the OpenSea controversy. So moving on, something a little bit more, interesting. I want to make a full, more complete video on this. It's the Metaverse Fashion Week. So what Fashion Week looks like in the Metaverse. So I'm not going to read this whole article. Essentially what's happening is that there's going to be a Metaverse Fashion Week happening on Decentraland. This happens in March the 24th. It's got a bunch of different brands that are getting involved, that are going to be, hosting their digital assets there, or digital works NFTs that you can buy, and you can, deck out your avatar in that. They also are going to have, some of them will, it's not all of them, some of them will have a physical component to it. So you can buy the original one, I think, and then you can kind of like sell it right away, or whatever you're going to do with it, or you can hang on to it and then get the physical one sent to your house or wherever you want. And you can have the real version in real life, and you can have the digital version online, which I find is going to be a lot of the fashion like stuff. Not everywhere is doing this. Only some places are doing this currently, but I think that's going to become more and more a thing later on. And something I really like, fashion NFTs are taking over quite well and quite nicely. And I think they tend to do a lot better simply because most of them are not coming out of nothing. They're like, it's like Nike or Hugo Boss or whatever. So they have already a brand recognition, and they can already kind of afford to, put money into this and create some cooler NFTs that people like. And it's fashion, deck out your avatar, deck out your real person. And people love that stuff. So this will be happening in March the 24th. It's gonna be interesting. If I can, it's open for everybody. So if you're around March 24th, I might just drop in, see if I can get in there myself. The amount of brands that are actually looking to kind of get involved with this, I don't even think there's enough. Like, they can't host them all with the amount of people that actually, and brands that actually want to get involved in the Decentraland like this. So that's pretty awesome to hear. Looking forward to seeing how it goes. I hope it doesn't go the same way that the recent Samsung event went, where you couldn't get in anymore and you had like jump servers, and it was, kind of a pain in the ass that way. But I think people would have learned from the Samsung one, hopefully. Again, this space is relatively new, and it does require a lot of, you're gonna have to break a few eggs to make an omelet, like they say. So, but that's the fun of it. That's what I like about it. That's what makes me want to keep coming back and reading more and getting to know it. So I'm gonna try and maybe jump in on this. I don't know if I'll record it and post anything about it. I might just do it for fun on March the 24th. Just see what's going on, see what it looks like, and then leave that. That's it for now. I'm probably gonna make a bigger, not a fashion video. I have to make a gaming video on kind of NFTs and gaming, and make a bigger video on that. So I'm probably gonna do that right now. If you like the video, subscribe. If you haven't, comment down below, and I'll see you guys next time.